Hello and welcome to I'm Not Dead. So I just want to point out real quick, if you're new to my channel or if you've been with my channel for a while now, if you didn't know, I'm at college. School started, or if you're in England, university. And previously it wasn't an issue. Now it is an issue. I have a roommate. I'm in not optimal recording area. There's different things going on. Plus, I'm like starting school. I don't have just a bunch of free time. I had a lot more free time over the summer and other such things. So I already know the videos have been really sporadic, and who knows when they've been coming out recently. Well, that isn't going to change anytime soon. Hopefully I'll be able to get on a good schedule to release a video a week. That is the goal I want, so I'm sorry if that disappoints you. It disappoints me. I would like to go back to, like, maybe not every day. I was doing every day, but maybe 2 videos a week. We'll see. Maybe this, and then maybe I'll pick up like another game or something. I haven't really decided. I haven't had a lot of time to decide, but that's just me telling you how it is. So let's get in a match though real quick. I always say that, get in a match real quick. Man, some things, you know, you can't help but keep saying when you record. Okay, so I'm playing as my Lance, and it's a lot better than the previous deck. So let's get rid of this ill-gotten gains because, you know, whatever. It's ill-gotten. I've got another one in my hand. Let's end my turn. We're playing against the Zaladar, which Zaladar is a tough opponent no matter what hero you're playing against. Webduck is playing Zaladar. And so this is a lot better Lance deck. It doesn't have a lot of the weird kind of tricks and things I was trying to do. So, you know, I would argue it's more standard. Let's get rid of this Tainted Oracle. I don't really like doing that, but I do have ill-gotten gains. So that's kind of the reason there. I'll have the deck list in the description if you'd like to look at the deck. It's 42 cards, and you could probably take out a card here or there. I'm just not great with Lance, so I didn't really know what I wanted to do or what I didn't want to do. So it ended up being the deck that it is, but I still think it's very playable, and it's very... I mean, a lot of the things I try to have set up is, you know, if you're whatever. Okay, so I'll finish that thought in a second. Okay, we have a couple options here for this sacrifice. We can get rid of this Stop Thief. I don't know how worried I am about item destruction with the Zaladar. Or we can get rid of this Raven. Let's get rid of the Stop Thief. Let's play him. Plus, the other thing I wanted to mention is, so the microphone is in a different spot than I'm used to. So, I was playing around with it and trying to get good quality, but I think what I'm going to end up having to do is just speak quieter, but also be a lot closer to the microphone, which is what I'm doing now. Hopefully I'm not yelling into it. But previously, I know the audio wasn't great, but that was because I put the microphone like really far back, and then I was like yelling because I just like naturally yell when I speak. So that was that issue there. So hopefully the audio is a little better. Okay, so let's take a look at the board. Well, I can tell you we're getting rid of this Nightshade. Actually, I can tell you what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna get rid of this Nightshade, and we're gonna get rid of ill-gotten gains, which is gonna be very advantageous to us because we will be able to kill the Death Mage Thaddeus. He will be able to kill both of our allies next turn, but that's kind of like, you can't really prevent it. When you're Lance and going against the Zaladar, like, man, I don't really know how to prevent it. There might be ways. So we get another card, which is helpful. It's just an ill-gotten gains, but what I find with Lance is drawing cards is always helpful because even if they're cards you don't necessarily need, you can sacrifice them. Lance has, at least in my opinion, and with how I play, he has the best balance of cards. He really does. The balance is really good, if you know what I mean by that. But you know, like the balance, like item destruction and draw and what to sacrifice and when to sacrifice it. Okay, we can get rid of another Stop Thief because I don't want him bringing out a Shriek of Vengeance to destroy the ill-gotten gains. And again, if he has an item, you know, it's not going to be a bunch. Okay, now I don't like bringing out Anklebreaker here because he has the Ironhide Crash. So we will throw out the Raven and Haster. And what I'm going to do here is kill the Ironhide Crash so I can draw a card. I think usually a lot of times I say, well, you can choose either one. I think you have to kill the Ironhide Crash to draw the card there. You have an Anklebreaker in my hand. I have an Anklebreaker in my hand. You don't. So if that Death Mage or the Death Collector gets really big or he starts pumping it up, or, I mean, I have the Anklebreaker, and so I'm not too worried. What I'm worried about right here is a Mind Control. I think that's pretty obvious. I'm just hoping he doesn't have one, but he probably does. But he's okay. So he is gonna do the thing. Pump his Death Collector up. I will say the other thing about Lance, and I knew this, but I just didn't have a good enough deck to really appreciate it, is you really don't have to worry about taking like damage. Like there is this always like I can come back with Lance kind of feeling. Other heroes, that's not necessarily true. Like a lot of the mages, like once you get low on health, you know you're screwed because you have no way of healing and other such things. You know, we will get rid of this ill-gotten gains now. Regrettably, but I am going to do that. I have other ways of drawing, so it's not like if he destroys it, I'm screwed. I think the first thing we're going to do is attack this Death Collector with the Raven. Then we have two options here. We can play the Anklebreaker and kill the Death Collector, or we can play the Aeon, which I think is what I'm going to do. Part of the reason is if he has a Mind Control, I'm not too worried. He's going to just kill the Aeon, but that's all he does the turn, and I still have the Raven out. I meant if I didn't have the Raven out, I probably wouldn't have just thrown him out like that. But because I have the Raven out, I think that's a playable move. He doesn't have one. He might have gotten one, I don't know. Yeah. Plus, I might... Oh, there's a couple things I can consider doing. I have a play in my head, so we'll see what card I draw first. Another Stop Thief. Okay, well, we're actually going to skip. And, I don't want to overload the board with allies right now. Just because there's no reason to. Zaladar, he does have energy discharge, which is something to put in the back of your head. So what we're going to do is get rid of his draw antimatter, because that's going to help me a lot, especially since he already got rid of one. And that's going to put us up to 3 resources and let us use our ability on Raven here, which is going to be very helpful. In the long run, I would assume. We're going to kill the Death Collector, and, you know, this is when we're finally doing damage on the hero. But as you can see, we have really good position, we have really good board control, we have a draw out, we have really good cards. I mean, there's not a lot he can throw at us that's going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't have a counter for that. So that's great. I mean, if he throws out, I mean, the only thing that would really help him right here, I think, is a Mind Control, just to kind of... I wouldn't mind it, though. I don't think that's the best card here for him. That's the great part about, you know, Lance. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we have plenty of cards. We have this Tainted Oracle. I'm going to safely get rid of that Ill-Gotten Gains. Now we're going to break out the Anklebreaker because we don't want to kill this Magma Jackal with an ally. For obvious reasons, you know, that's going to kill it. So then we can attack the hero, Zaladar, here with the Raven. You know, I probably should have used his ability, but I was considering playing this. Let's do that. I'm gonna play the fleet-footed messenger. I don't really know why. Just cuz, I guess. I probably should have used Aeon's ability on the Raven again. And attack with the Raven, attack with Aeon. I'm just hesitant to overload the board with too many allies. Especially since I'm not rated that high. I'm like 230. Which is, you know, for some people that's really high. But it means that a lot of the decks I'm playing have a big range. Like, I can tell you that if I'm playing at a really high level, not many Zaladars have energy discharge, and I'm probably playing a little different for those reasons. But I'm in great position. It doesn't really matter. Let's just skip. Let's use my ability on the fleet-footed messenger. Let's attack the hero. Let's eat it. Oh, I should have used the stop thief, but I'm kind of not thinking straight. Just because I'm like getting really cocky. So what we are going to do though is we're not going to use Lance's ability. We're just going to hold on to it. We're going to kill the Magma Jackal with Anklebreaker, and we're going to draw a card. So let's use the fleet-footed messenger's ability on this Nightshade. I don't really need it right now. Ooh, and I get an... Okay, so let's attack him again. Get rid of that armor. And I really don't want him healing up or putting allies back in his deck. So that's why I'm using that stop thief there. You might be wondering, well, why not throw out an ally, which I could. I don't think that's a bad play. But, you know, I don't want him healing up. He's got so many resources. It's late game. That's when Infinity Core is a much better card. It's so worthless at the beginning of the game. But mid and late game, it's so much more helpful. He does get a mind control, but as you can see, that's all I can really do, and, you know, whatever, I don't really care. Let's get rid of one of these Black Garbs. The other thing you do, man, when you're playing Lance, you accumulate resources, like, a lot. Like, because I keep sacrificing cards, and I see no reason not to. I should have played the Aldon. Okay, I'm making mistakes. Let's get rid of Tainted Oracle because I have tons of cards. Let's play that. Let's attack. Oh, can I win? Okay, I won. Let's just write good game. I think, because I can play the Jasmine and use my ability on her. And then we can attack the hero with her and my Anklebreaker. And that was the game. Did it? There it goes. That's my internet. I don't even know. Good game, whatever. I'm not going to give him time to respond. So I do want to look at this deck real quick at the end of this match, because there's a couple things on my mind that I want to say about the deck and Shadow Era in general, you know, other things. Okay, so you can take, if you don't want to look at the description, I like the pictures. I like it when I can visually see it. It helps me better. So that's why I do this sometimes. Other times, the deck's pretty standard. Well, this is a pretty standard deck. The only remarks, I guess, is I got some advice to put in Jasmine. I would agree with that. Jasmine's very helpful, because then you have a good ally turn 5 to use with your ability for Raven and Jasmine. Because Jasmine, you can play her, haste her, use her ability, and attack with her turn 5. It's very helpful. So is Raven. Aldon, just 2 of him. You know, Tainted Oracle. See, some of these are questionable, I think. Like, Tainted Oracle, do I need 4? I don't know. I could maybe get away with 3. Like, Fleet-Footed Messenger, do I need 3? Could I get away with 2? I don't know, probably. Assassination, I don't know. 3's probably good. I run into that just enough. I don't think if I made that 2, that would be good. Night Owl, you know, maybe I could... I like Night Owl, though. I like having 3. I don't know. I like this deck. I enjoy playing with this deck. I think that's the most important thing. The other thing I just want to mention real quick is someone asked me if I liked Amber or Boris better in one of the other videos. But my answer was more of a general answer for all heroes. I personally like heroes where your ability affects you and not your opponent. So, like, let's just look at Amber and Boris real quick. Boris, his ability, you can only use his ability when the opponent has played an ally, right? So if you're going against a solo deck, you're never going to use his ability. Or if your ally's just kind of clever, you can use Protector or just not play many low allies, and you're not using your ability, and you really have no control over that. You know, there's nothing you can do. The only option you have is to make sure you have a card in your deck that uses Shadow Energy, which is why, you know, you will see that more in a Boris deck. But I prefer a hero that affects your own items, because then you get to control when to use it. You know, if I don't have a weapon, that's because I don't have enough weapons in this deck. Or, you know, if I don't this or I don't that, well, you know, it's my deck. It's my problem. You know, and also, you know, Amber Rain deck, I'm going to put in weapons, so I'm going to get a weapon in the match. I can play around with how many I have. Like, do I have 4? Do I have 6? Do I have 8? Do I have 4? But I like to put in, what's her names? That brings them back. You know, so that was just a comment, you know. So I personally, you know, a lot of the heroes work like that. Like Gwyneth, you know, she's a weapon base, but your own. But Victor, you have to have your opponent play an ally for you to be able to use his ability. So I prefer the abilities that you can control. It just, then I'm not worrying about the other player. I'm worried about just building a deck on my own. But yeah, I think that's the last comment about that. We can look at... I don't think anything else. The deck, I talked about that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I thought I had like all the stuff I wanted to talk about. Just, you know, be patient with me. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll be getting these videos out at some rate or another. I don't plan on stopping, but I don't know. I don't know a lot right now. So, I mean, I just don't know like a lot about my roommate, when I'm gonna have time to record, what days, if I'm gonna even be able to upload it, how long that's gonna take. I don't even know. I don't even know if the thing will let me upload. I mean, it probably will, but you know, so there's a lot of variables. So just right now, I ask you to be patient. I'm trying. If you do enjoy my stuff, I guess you'll be patient with me. I think that's all. The only remaining comment I have is I'm kind of just getting burnt out with Shadow Era. That was a lot of the reason, you know, I stopped making videos, but I still want to do it. I wanted to make a video with all the heroes, all 20, at least one video with at least 2 actually. I wanted to make at least 2 videos with all the heroes. So I'm almost done with that. I think I have a Lodwin, Boris, and Serena left. So I'm getting through that, and I wanted to do some Meltdown matches, so hopefully I can do that at some point too. Next deck will be a Lodwin. I know some of you are probably like, oh my gosh, I would love to see an Lodwin deck, or you know, what is your take on a Lodwin? I have been working on an Lodwin deck. It is not a Rush Lodwin deck, but it's a kind of interesting concept, and it's kind of working, and it's fun. I don't know how competitive it is, but it's definitely a fun deck to play. But I'm trying to bring you at least, you know, something you could enter in a tournament. It wouldn't be the best, like, tournament-ready deck, but it would be something that, you know, you could. That's my goal. I don't know if I'll reach that or not, but that's the goal. Okay, now I'm really done talking. Thanks for watching. As always, comment, rate, and subscribe. Bye.